Well, hello there. This is AJ Horror Reviewer here to give you a new movie review. Hope you all are doing well on this day. I am. And I'm going to give you a older movie. It's based in the wintertime in Antarctica, of all places. The film that I am covering today is John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. This one's rated R. It's about an hour 48, so pretty good length. Rotten Tomato gave this an 85%. Fans gave it 92%. It's usually who's right anyways. But let me just go ahead and jump through this. Obviously, the director's John Carpenter. I don't think I really have to say much more. The writer is Bill Lancaster. I wasn't too familiar with him, maybe because he's this is an older flick. He did Bad News Bears and a few other films, but not a ton of films. So moving on here to the cast, we got Kurt Russell, who has been in a ton of stuff. Popular for the Grindhouse and Bone Tomahawk. And then we got Wilford Brimley. He's awesome. He's got a great voice. He was in Mutant Species and The Natural, among tons of other things. We got T.K. Carter, who was in The Way Back and Badass. We also got Donald Moffat, who was in, he was in a ton of stuff, but he was in Winter Kills, which seemed like the closest horror adjacent, but whatever. Moving on, there's just a huge cast, so I had to write it down. We got Keith David, who's just been in a ton of stuff. He was in Nope, he was in American Fiction, great flick. If you haven't seen it, I'd suggest you go see that one. But without further ado, I'll just jump into this one. So this is about a group of American this is like scientists, doctors, and like helicopter pilot and a captain. It's just like a base in Antarctica that the U.S. has, and there is different bases like miles apart, I think, is what it seemed like. But basically, the beginning of this, you got these Norwegians in this helicopter that are flying fairly low to the ground, and they're shooting at this dog, a husky, I believe it is. And they keep shooting at it until they land the chopper, and they try to throw a grenade at the dog. I don't know, it seems kind of stupid to me, but they try to do that, and then the one guy dives on top of the grenade trying to throw it away and blows up the helicopter. The one Norwegian guy starts firing at the dog and shoots one of the Americans that are like, that came outside because they heard all the ruckus. They're kind of like wondering what the hell is going on, and so the Norwegian's like shooting, like he seems like he's gone mad or something. Then the captain, who's inside, still smashes a window very easily. Must have been candy glass or sugar glass, whatever they call it. And pop, just one bullet just takes him out. It kind of just starts out like it's like a drama movie, but no, the horror / science fiction is to come. So basically, they don't think too much of it other than cabin fever. Probably gone mad, but they hadn't been out there for long enough for that, what they discovered. So basically, a couple guys want to go fly over to the base, Norwegian's base, and Kurt Russell, who's the pilot, doesn't know. He's like, do you see the wind? I don't really think it'd be smart to go out there. And the doctor, I think, convinces him, and they fly out there. It doesn't look so good over there. There's bodies. Someone committed suicide, it looks like, and they find this huge hole thing, and then outside they find like bodies like construed and just all formed together, and they think they'd bring him back somehow. I'm not quite sure how they did that because it seemed like a pretty large amount of bodies. Anyways, they get back to the base and they're dissecting it, and they're like, can't figure it out. They're like, yeah, it's all the human organs. It's like nothing too out of place here, other than they're all like formed together. So they don't think too much of it. And you know, life goes on as usual, until the dog that they brought the dog in. I forgot to say that they brought the dog in that the Norwegians were shooting at. The dog nips at someone. It seemed like he's like, "Can you get this dog out of here?" And I guess there's a guy who's like a dog trainer. They didn't give too many specifics of every person's job. I know that there's a pilot, there's a couple doctors. Maybe they did, but I didn't catch it. Maybe, but the guy takes the dog guy takes the dog to the kennel where all like 6 other dogs are, or whatever, huskies, because they keep them for whatever reason. And this dog just looks at something, looks wrong with it. You're just like, ooh. So it isn't there, and then the dog's just going nuts in there with the new dog in there, and so they come over there, and the dog guy opens and he sees that this dog is like turning into like this alien creature, which the effects are pretty impressive for 1982. Not bad at all. So the commotion happens. All the guys come over to the dog kennel and see what's going on, and then they try to destroy it. They think they've destroyed it, but they didn't. And now the doctor, Wilford Brimley in this, his name is Dr. Blair. He's starting to figure out that this is a highly intelligent organism that's from outer space. And he's like, the computer it's pretty much just says, oh, this is what's going to happen. It's pretty much going to destroy the planet in a certain amount of time if they let it get out. So Brimley just goes nuts. He just starts smashing everything. And then basically he's shooting too. He's got a gun. He's shooting random stuff. He's like, "Get away from me! You're not gonna stop me! I'm tearing this place apart. We're not going anywhere." And so finally, Kurt Russell, of course, saves the day, stops him, and they take him to like a building. I think it's like a storage unit or storage building, whatever. They lock him in there so he can't hurt anyone. But they have no way of leaving because during the time that there was some commotion, Brimley messed up the helicopter and whatever else they had to leave, basically. So they're pretty much screwed. Meanwhile, another one of the guys is losing it, and I'm not gonna go into details. Basically, it becomes a fight for survival. Nobody can trust anybody. Nobody knows who is the skin crawler, or basically it just tries to adapt itself into whoever's body that it's in, and yeah. So basically, people are starting to get more and more, crazy because they don't know. The mysterious alien could make you a little freaked out, maybe, right? So they're just trying to keep it under control, and they're not doing very well. And more people die, and basically they're trying to figure out a way to figure out who has the alien inside them. So the doctor mentioned some blood test, but the person that has the thing inside them destroy the blood samples that they had, so they couldn't use that in the test. But Kurt Russell, being the smart guy that he is, like, oh, I'm going to create my own test. So he gets everybody's blood in these little I can't think of the word. Those little plastic containers. I know it's a really simple word, but I'm in this too deep. I can't think of words right now. I'm so sorry. But yeah, they take everyone's blood, and Kurt Russell, of course, he's got a flamethrower. You gotta have a flamethrower out there, right? He's lights like a needle or something up, and puts the needle in the blood. And supposedly it's supposed to tell if the thing is inside them. The blood, like, tries to escape the heat because they burned it earlier, and it seemed to take, you know. But anyhow, so they do that, and it's not doing anything until finally it. And that's a pretty good jump scare when that happens. I'm like, oh, holy cow! That actually made me jump a little bit when I see it in the theater, at least. But they end up, get a huge commotion. You know, they're trying to stop the thing from attacking anyone else, and I believe either someone puts a bullet in the person's head or burns them to death. One of the two, but I won't give it away. But it's funny because the last person that they test is the captain, I think, Gary Double Moffat, and he's still tied to the chair. They haven't untied him yet. He's like, now if you get a moment, if you could just untie me, because I'd rather not be tied to this fucking couch. I don't know. It's fun. I didn't say it as good as he said it in the movie. I'm not an actor, so. But that's one of the funniest parts of the movie. And the whole audience laughed when I was in the theater. I saw this at my local theater. Everyone cracked up at that scene. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one that finds this hilarious. But anyways, they're getting to the point of desperation. Their numbers are dwindling. And I decided to check on Brimley, good old doctor, who's still in the shed or whatever it is. They can't find him, and they see that he's gone below and he's building stuff. So that kind of freaks them out, but they can't find him. They're like, okay, we need to just light this place on, just set the place on fire so that the thing can't escape. And basically that's what they do. They burn the whole station down, and basically it's Kurt Russell and Keith David. So McCready and Childs are. I mean, that's the end scene. Everything's on fire, and they're just drinking a bottle of whiskey or something, just basically waiting to die. And that's basically the movie. It's a great movie. I've come to love this more and more. But yeah, hopefully this was a decent review. I know I did a little longer, so sorry about that. But if you could hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Likes are always welcome, and movie recommendations, leave it in the comments if you would like to. But without further ado, I will let y'all go. This is AJ Horror Reviewer signing out.